Good morning, good evening, good day, everyone. Thank you for joining. Day one, session one. Uh, I'm calling it theory, but we'll definitely do a lot of interesting hands-on. Welcome, team. Welcome all. Thank you for all joining. This is a weekend boot camp, as you are aware. So, simple schedule. We have 2 weekends, 5th, 6th, and then what, 12th, 13th. Just adding 7 to each April. I know I'm apologize to a lot of members who are present in different time zones and who are not able to attend right now, but this is the idea, team. This boot camps will continue and I'll keep doing it every month. And the reason is very simple. I have some great new interesting content that I've been researching on over the last, let's say, it's been long, 10, 15 years that I would love to present. I know that we have a lot of content on trainings team. So don't think of this as a training session where you come and jump in and you start getting everything as a brainstorm into you. No, it is something that you would want to be involved into, and over a period of time, you lay a beautiful foundation for your future. That's what it is. And so I have a poll. Let's start with a few polls. It's great to have a good large size participation all the time. Welcome back to all the lifetime members and also to the new ones who are probably evaluating IT Learn for the first time. So I've just launched up a poll team. There's something I wanted to speak about for a few minutes on the background because it's been a while since I have restarted or reinitiated some of these um, sessions, training sessions, and there's been a reason for it. I'll talk about that too. So I just put up a poll. Can we spend quick 5 minutes to introduce overall me training and what we do, how we gonna be talking about software test automation with AI, all of those. So if you can all quickly choose yes, would love to know more. I put it up because end of the day we are humans team. So it's nice to have some literature that is very human relatable. Yes, no, it's either way. But then I don't want to spend too much time if there are too many in that category. Even if the results show an extremely large amount of people in the know, I would still give a quick intro team. So I'm ending the poll. We got about 70% votes in. Can I close this poll? Anyone else remaining? Ding, 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 73. Okay, I'm closing in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay. Share. Do you see it on the screen? I guess so. What do you view? Yeah, there we go. Okay, great team. So let me give a quick introduction as to where it all started and what we're doing in this journey. I'm not gonna write anything on it much, but I'm sorry. Team, my name is Karthik Kosireddy. I'm a computer science engineer from India way back in '98. I worked with some of the first MNCs and tech companies offshore in India, and then I moved to US in 2005. Since then, I've been in Los Angeles, so it's been like 20 years in LA for me. Um, the I've worked a lot of caps team primarily when it came to my career, sales, leadership, and so on. So I got a chance to look at things from a good high level perspective. How organizations, clients thinks, how consulting organizations think, how we do team recruitments, how we then get into building solutions or services for end customers. So it's a whole game that kept going in terms of it was, and it's an amazingly interesting team as to what we could do within the world of IT. My focus on QA and software testing was not there till about 2008. That's where I started with QTP Learn. I accidentally jumped into it, and with my initial programming skills and all that, I realized that VB scripting and all this is easy, and I was very fascinated with the world of automation. And it was only web automation at that point. And then came Selenium, and I thought, you know what, let's do more trainings on it. So in fact, even now you'll see our YouTube channel being youtube.com/qtplearn. It's not a typical channel where I'm trying to send some shorts or upload just training content team. Just keeping you posted what new trainings are happening. So I put in the demo videos of day 1, day 2. That's about it. And what I kept doing is a lot of research into automation. And I was one of the first who created something called as a keyword driven framework or a low code, no code framework within QTP and published onto YouTube. That became very popular. Selenium came along and we said, let's do that. APIs came along, let's do that. So by 2015 is when I created something called AnyAuto. And the reason I'm saying is, I won't take too long on this. This is something that was an absolute um, task automation tool that can also be used for testing. End of the day, I look at software testing and task automation similar. So still it is an automation of tasks when we talk about software test automation. At this time, you're testing to see what you're expecting and not. And that's where you're gaining insights into your application's health. So uh, that journey continued, team. And since 2015, we've done some large implementations on it. Not too many clients, but a few ones. And then I went back and kept playing a key architect role, team. And my recent title has been an enterprise architect with large corporations where I lead quality engineering solutions, innovations, SaaS vendors, ensuring that we are well optimized with our overall software testing and automation goals. And that is where even advent of AI that's been happening really started interesting more on that side. Screen is visible, team. Oh, okay. Thought I ended the poll. Hi, there you go. Nothing much. I just wrote a few things as a point, but good that at least audio has been there. So, and now I'm talking about a new framework, team. It's still based on AnyAuto as a architecture, but redefined as Foxes. This is what we will get to. This is what is actually driving me to be able to come back and teach a lot of new concepts. And one thing I want you to be aware, team, is that anything that I'm doing as a content, please check it on the website. I don't want to keep sending too many emails reminding of anything, either live trainings or webinars. And I believe more in membership-based approach, and that is where within IT Learn, you have all your courses listed. And I want to make sure that you realize where is what. This is going to be a page, team. There's only one option where you get access to everything. There's a free membership. Earlier, there was something called JPact. I've merged it now because we're consistently doing a lot of activities on JPact. There's a yearly and a life membership. So this is something that you can look at from a take it back home and digest as to what you want to do, and we can guide you to get on board as a member. So it's members only sessions. You will have access to the videos and all the live content. I expect to continue to do sessions every month. A lot of courses, team, lot of trainings that we have done over the last decade and a half, and we have well documented them as training lectures that you can go back and play on. And that's a good catalog to get started to if someone who's new into software testing and so on. But if you are continuing in the world of AI and automation, I would recommend just focusing on these three courses for now, team. And I kept them at the top, so that way it's easy. What we're doing now is QA to AI. AI ML with Python, this is going to be more deeper going in there. Level 1, level 2 is something coming up and so on. You're welcome to attend all of these sessions, team. But there are a few things that I definitely want to talk about from your learning perspective. Any questions, anything at this point? At any point, raise your hand, team. I'll be happy to unmute you and discuss around it. So on QA to AI team, some fundamentals of prompt engineering and automation and so on with Python that you can look at. Anything that we're doing further will be out here, team. So keep an eye. I've also kept a list of things to do out here, what to install, what can get you started, sent an email about it. So those are the things you should definitely take a look at. FAQs also here. All right. What else did I miss? Nothing on that side, but so team, again, keywords. I'll short, will not take notes. So focus on what I'm trying to say. It's a new world team, and it's almost like a even plate in terms of skills and capabilities. You need to um, your goal is to be successful. That's it. End of the day. You want to be successful in your career and your journey as a tech engineer, and that's how we will want to reshape. My job is to try and make things easy, team. There are too many things out there. There's a lot to learn, and it is extremely important to be focused and have a specific agenda. And each boot camp that we will do, while we will recover some of these fundamentals, we want to make sure that we do innovations, research, and learn new things. So there's a lot of experiment that we will do, team. So there's going to be a lot of learning that will happen. But from your idea or the way you should look at it is to go easy on yourself. Give it time, team. Keep attending these sessions. Live is a great interactive platform. Keep it as a schedule. I'll do it at different time zones. Um, Make sure that you are consistent in that skill gaining. This is not like boot camps where you join one boot camp and you're done. You need at least 3 to 4 of them to really feel and yourself being very comfortable. Someone at a beginner level, someone who's experienced and has been doing it for a while in the industry, I think it'll be a little shorter. But don't get cluttered with too many things around team. Keep it stupid simple, as simple as possible in your approach. Do one thing at a time and just enjoy the journey. Don't let it be something that, oh, you know what, I didn't learn this today, I didn't learn that today. Unless you have an interview that's on card, then go with a plan, go with a time schedule, and absolutely. Otherwise, enjoy this learning. We'll do a lot of assignments, we'll do a lot of project work that will get you going. Any questions so far, team? Would love to take some now before we jump into a few important ideas. Team, sure. Can you raise your hand? Yeah, so I see. Hi, Devashri. I've unmuted you. You can ask your question. You can, yeah.
Yeah, hi Karthik. First of all, thanks for the session. I am 11 years of experience in IT industry as a QA, and I was researching and wondering about the same AI topic. So thanks for arranging this. So I went through your website, and apparently I had like subscribed for your website maybe long back, and I received email about this session. So I have seen your courses there. So there are two options: preview and the start. So could you please explain, like there are mentioned that it's a free courses. So like how to opt for membership? I'm not sure whether I'm a member or not. And
Okay.
what about the start and preview thing on your website?
All right. So I don't know if those are the same words, but if you're referring to this page, is it Devashri?
No, the courses page is there, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first tab
Okay.
when you were showing. So like on home page, yeah, preview and the start, disabled start is there. So could you please explain how the website works, like preview as in short preview of the
Oh,
course
got it.
and
Got it. Now I got what you're saying. So yes. So once you're logged in, you're able to
Hmm.
go and watch some of this. So previews are open to everyone. When it gets into start, that is where the deeper topics are going. So for example, I felt in Python, all of these are very fundamental and I wanted everyone to know. But only a
Mm-hmm.
couple of them are member based and there'll be more videos coming. The same with almost all the courses. So you can take
So
any of these
start,
courses.
yeah. So start is disabled as of now. So is it like enable
Once you
only for the members?
That is correct. And since you're an previous member, you can always come
Hmm.
back for renewal of it. You don't have to pay it as a new member. So send an email,
Okay.
guide you on it.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Thank you
But
so much.
yes, you're right. So once you're a member, you have unlimited access to all the content.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Team, any other questions? Anyone else? Hi, Rita. I unmuted you. Um, I think you muted at your end. Archana unmuted you. Devashri. Archana, Devashri, Harita, I've unmuted you, but I don't know if you're muted at your end. And what did I want to do with? Uh,
Can you hear me, Karthik? Harita here.
yes, I can. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Yeah. Thanks for arranging this session. Uh, Actually, yeah, this course content, whether we should go through after listening to your videos or how, or now after listening to your live
Mhm.
sessions, the
That is
course
correct. So,
content. Okay. Yeah.
uh, correct. So, what I did is as a course content, uh, you remember I put up the basic idea of what we want to do as a session
Mhm.
2, session 3, all of those. So, what do we want to cover today is here in the first
Okay.
session. And we'll have a 10 minutes break somewhere in between and then continue with some of these sessions today. Then when we
Okay.
meet tomorrow, we'll have session 3 and then we'll go into session 4 and 5, that is day 3, and session 6 will be based on that. So the content of what we're going to be teaching is here, and what we're going to be covering. Did that answer your question?
Yeah. Okay. Today, like after listening to your sessions, maybe we can go through the videos again, like to get more,
Correct,
like, yeah.
exactly.
All
So
right.
I'm going to be
Thank you.
recording. Now it's getting recorded. I'm going to put it up there and you can and all can refer later.
Sure then. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Perfect. And team, no question is non-important, so please feel free to ask it. Vasanta, and this is a live training team. It's not about just a video session. So, and any career-based questions also, you can keep getting it. But I want really a lot of questions coming when we discuss these few points. It's a little theory, that's why I was saying the first few. Okay. I have hands up, but I don't. I've unmuted you, Vasanta. Okay. I've put the hands down just in case you have more questions. You can come back. All right, team. So let's look at it from a software testing perspective, team. And one of the things I want you to do is continue to wear a software testing hat. It is very important, team, especially with how do we trust? How do we, make sure that AI will do what it has to do for us? And there'll be so many new solutions that are being built. Your role as a tester becomes important. A human based enabled tester is absolutely critical. So the three things I wanted to really talk about. One, understand those testing cycles that we did and how we mapped it with AI. Or let's say we're talking about a specific type of testing. What do we do manually? What do we do in automation? What can we do with AI? How can we achieve that? I also want to talk about how we use AI in software testing team. And I've not yet gone into the concepts of each kind of testing, like what is agentic AI, RAG, and so on. We'll get there. Don't be in a hurry to learn all of them right away. Look at them more in terms of implementation and case studies. So where all do we apply it? What are the great features that are coming up in the SaaS QE tools? So this way, any test engineer should be able to confidently get into a stage where say, yeah, you know what, I know aspects of AI into quality assurance and software testing. And once you get your hands dirty, start doing it, it is very easy, team. And this time there are no excuses. You have all things available, which will make learning so easy for you. And in fact, what I did is I did a few prompts. I don't think I've written them all down perfectly, but I'll go back to my Grok history team. I keep doing a lot of prompts using Grok and Gemini. And it is not about the platform. It is just for me to give me the initial information and then we build on it. And that is where a human element is very needed, team. And whenever I say there's a human element needed, that means that we're not let it gonna be an autonomous running solution. We will control it. So that will become key. Um, so there are few documents that I created based on what I saw in as our need. What do we need to understand, and so on. So the first is test cycles, team. This is what I did. Does it have everything? Yeah, I think at least at a high level, it talks about a few things. I wanted to talk about this. It's got a holistic view, team. I don't expect you to remember everything, or but something you can start with and get an understanding. And then we will build these documents, we'll further fine tune them, we'll maintain them in the folder, but just digest them as to what it's trying to say. So I have a test category team. I just basically asked different types of testings that we do. And then for each of those testing categories, we have an activity that we perform. And what typically is our approach when we do it manually? And this is where we're getting towards what is our approach towards automation? How do things change? And then with AI coming into place, what is that new approach? What can AI do in it, in each of these? That's a very interesting thing to understand, team. Based on that, you can map your entire learning of what in AI should I learn. Now, there are SaaS tools, software as a service or a solution, license-based tools, and we will play around with some of the popular ones as part of this bootcamp team. I've already sent instructions to download a few. I think you should do that. These tools basically have trial versions as well. So you can download the trial version, simple. It should be very human friendly. Nothing should be complicated to be able to try some of these, but don't do it yet. The reason is, okay, we're going to be identifying some of the applications under testing for UI API database testing. That is where you know a scope, you'll define a scope of what we're going to do. And it'll become very easy for us to have that limited time. About 2 weeks trial is typically what every SaaS provider gives you to do some good amount of practice. So let me get this Mockstar, just putting it there in another doc. All right, we'll get into this team. I'll walk you through what they mean. This will make, and again, I'm able to achieve a lot of this very quickly because of the AI LLMs and generative AI team. It is helping to a large extent even for a trainer for me to collate what data. So once I have a good idea in mind, I'm able to structure them and get content and be able to build on it. So we're going to talk about this. That is when we will define the scope. So don't have to download any of these tools yet. If you have them access, great. But whatever we do, we'll slowly keep going. Let's take a quick look at this team. It's a very Sorry, quick few things. I'll just wrap them. Where is my wrap? Oh, there. Wrap all. Okay. So this functional testing team, as part of it, unit, integration, system testing, or component testings could be there any out here. And there's a whole concept of uh, smoke, shakeout, and regression testing that we can talk about. So that is missing. That is something we can add here. A/B. And I don't think they spoke about pipelines also. And do you see anything else, team, that is missing? So we're talking different types of testing. We're not making a holistic thing. We're trying to get to uncover the opportunities of what we have to learn. Any questions, team? I see one hand raised. Can I take that a little later once I do a little bit more on it? Thank you. All right. So what are we trying to do at each of these things at a manual testing? So manual execute individual functions. So we're talking to code level functions or modules. We're talking about, how small components are related to each other. And how is it going towards automations? We're writing scripts, individual units, and then we're trying to write some integration components out here. So what is it that AI can do, team? And that is the key part out here. So AI can assist to generate the test cases. It can analyze your code and some potential failure points where it can break. And it continues to evolve in that direction of achieving a lot of results in each field, team. But again, when it goes back to understanding these 3 points, where were they? There we go. Ethics and bias in AI testing, classifying AI testing for safe, risky, and exploratory use, team. And it's okay. So what does it mean? And these are the things that I wanted some AI insights into, and talk to me and say where we can use AI, where we cannot, and how do, and a different offline topic, team. In fact, what is our QA roadmap? Because this in fact changes our entire portfolio of things. The way corporates are expecting a very simple team, they want ROI. I'm sorry, their competitors are gaining benefit of AI, and velocity is very key for them. So they want anything related, at least in our world of IT, to be faster IT solutions. Of course, better quality. So we never want to compromise on the quality. We still want to get some expertise. And there's a challenge that is happening within corporates team. Primarily very simple. There's the employee levels who are very sticky and very hard to do a KT or transition from them. So they hold a domain or a tool or a script, and uh, that becomes an issue. So that gets solved very easily with AI. Then there are SaaS solutions, which are like unused licenses and I'm sorry, very high billing fees, so many features, and it's a long journey of adoption within the organization itself. Not everyone will use all that is available, and there's a lot of failures in a team. Then there are vendors who come in, and their job is again trying to be sticky, making sure that they replace above two. So there's always this tie happening, team. And in between, your whole job portfolios are changing. AI is going to fasten this, there's no question. And unless we go through all of these, a few good things, you're not AI ready, team. And give it some time, making sure that we go through each and everything, one after the other. UAT testing. Yeah. So let's see what else is there. I'll definitely share these documents, in fact, so you can start looking at it right after the session, team. Let's see. UAT. What is it saying? Nice. So end users at the end of it. So, and these are non-coders, non-testers, sometimes business users, sometimes just BAs and real end users. If you know you have some bots to collect that analytics. And look at this team. It says limited automation. I don't think there's limited automation. In fact, UAT is one of the best candidates for low code, no code automation. This is a term that you'll hear a lot, team. And I've been speaking about this for, or codeless, what they say, for ages, and AnyAuth and all these frameworks were being developed on this. So what we will be approached towards will be that what UAT members, at least a developer or a tester who's working on these areas, knows how to do some kind of test automation, and maybe use an IDE or a SaaS tool to do it. But anyone in a UAT level, will have a tough time, team. I think this is where AI will help significantly. Let's look at the other one, team. There's some more important quick ones that I wanted to show. Then we'll research more. Test automation tool, SaaS, ROI, QA, AI tool capabilities. Yeah. All right, team. This should be interesting for most of us. And again, the accuracy and information that AI is giving is something that I'll still not trust. So we need to build that rapport with it. We want to make sure that we are always wearing the tester's hat to be able to test everything that AI builds. And that will be our approach, team, even towards this entire bootcamp. All right. Wow. Eh, let's scan through this. I'll quickly read through. There are about 25. I'm sure there'll be more. But maybe I asked, my prompt was just give me 25. And I just got it from one source. What if I get it from all different sources? We're looking at what are the different possibilities that we can do, team. So this test case generation, data generation, automation generation, codeless, self-healing, visual API accessibility. It's talking about almost every aspect of software testing. And I'm sure that we can add another 10 more. But how does AI solve it? So it can analyze requirements. It can create synthetic realistic test data. But how does it do all of these things? What technologies within AI is helping to achieve that? Where is that? There we go. This is one. So look at, for example, how we could break down some of the AI categories as tools, team. There are LLMs, there are GenAI solutions, there are AI agents or agentic AI. These are some of the key trending words, team. And one thing that and we will continue to learn new ones. This is so interesting as to, because now I believe that everyone is getting ready towards what I'm was trying to build 10 years ago. Explainable AI, team. And when I asked Google this as a explainable AI, didn't give me, when I said what is, and then it gave me a Gemini response. And it is nice, very simple to understand. There's no trust and confidence, team. And this is a nice content that I wanted to share. How do we improve that trust? And how do we build it so that our AI models that we build can be trained? We need to do a lot of debugging and improvement. So how to be able to identify errors? In fact, end of the day, I just want AI to do exactly what I expect it to do, or tell me what has been done. That way we have a good understanding of how the systems are progressing. Then there are ethical considerations, and there are regulatory issues, compliance issues. These are the ones that we want to avoid, and explainable AI helps. And that is very much in alliance with what we might do in as part of UX. So another new one, so I'll say XAI. Let's do some research on that too. What can an LLM do, team? What can a Gen AI do? And what can a AI agent? So especially with the software testing, this is where I've documented a few points. Expand a little. Okay, there we go. Wow, look. In fact, all these breaks are, it thought I'll use it in a HTML or a Word doc, but I put it into a spreadsheet, and that's why it gave me this. So large language models, team, plenty of them in the market, and we will talk about a lot of these from a SaaS tools perspective also. What tool achieves what solution? Again, not trustable. I don't think you can totally rely on it, but it's a good starting point. And when we do our POCs on some of these tools, we should be able to um, correct it, what our experience has been. So these are very important, teams. So we'll do a lot here, and the custom low code no code framework that we're going to build at the end of it. So very important to understand what these features are, what is it that the world is trying to solve, and how can we build small versions of it. That's important. So large language models, test case generation, NLP, code, test management, test data, all, in fact, that can be done very easily with LLMs, team. But if you look at test data generation, you want different sets of data, and sometimes hundreds and thousands of records with different combinations, permutations, that helps you to do AB, or what pass fail tests. And how do you sync it up with different regression runs? So I have jobs, let's say I have 10 Jenkins jobs, and one of them is an end-to-end testing that requires one set of test data that is not already adulterated. So I need data to be created just in time or available just in time. But what I want to focus on end-to-end test would be things like what we have done in the regressions before, or in the shakeouts and smoke test before. What did we learn from them, and what should we focus more in our end-to-end testing? Those kind of issues have to be handled, team. Visual testing, plenty of options. The way the screen recordings to just give a URL and it'll write all these tests for us is amazing. So that is to a large extent generative AI, team. AI agents is basically, think of them as bots. They will solve certain purpose, and it's a lot to do with coding as well. And that is where you'll talk about what is the logic behind my self-healing, or how do I analyze my tests on an impact level. What's my RCA, CI/CD pipelines, or test prioritizations? The difference is simple, team, and we will explore this. It is, are we giving it instructions and it is following it, or it is autonomously doing it? For example, when I say agentic AI, self-healing tests, I ran a test, it did 100 test executions, 10 failed, it will rerun on those tests. Before it does that, it'll try and see what or where the root cause was, fix that, and rerun it, and say, you know what, it was a data problem, it was an environment problem, or it is actually an app problem. So now instead of 10, it's actually only 3 are the main defects. This is what they do, team. But what if it gives me 5 more new ones? What is your reliance on it? So you have to hold the rein on a team. You cannot let it do whatever it wants. Lang chain, primarily you're chaining one after the other. You're talking about a process, especially with any CI/CD or deployment also. And sometimes as corporates want to implement, They don't want to use the entire world of global LLMs team. They want it to be limited to their environment. So that is where RAG and CAG will come in team. I don't think it got the term for CAG correctly, but we will fix that. And then comes our automation frameworks. All of these have this very, very wide implementations team. This is where we'll focus. What can be solved? What category or technology within AI are we using? What are the new ones that are coming up that we should continue to explore? And I've only put a few team, and this is something that one tool gave. There's a whole list of tools that we could look at. Our objective by end of this bootcamp would be to at least play with 2 or 3 SaaS solutions and compare it with our LCNC and direct overall generative AI solutions as well. All right, let's see any questions. So keep your questions coming, either in chat or raise your hand. We'll take a quick look at them. Okay, these are the 2 other things that I wanted to show that I've been working on. I haven't changed it or gone back to it in a while, team, but primarily, what are the different SaaS tools? And most of this should be very familiar to you if you're from the software testing domain. And where, so what are these columns? So much theory, right? Once we get into coding, team, there's no stopping. So that's where things will get interesting for us. All right. Yes, you'll get access to this Google Drive folder, team. I'm putting everything here. We'll create some collab notebooks. I'll put them here too. Any other questions, team? Devi, you have your hand raised. I'm trying. Do you have a question for me?
Yes, Karthik. Hi, thanks for the session. And just I'm trying to keep it short. I just started analyzing some of the AI tools, and I'm part of QCY in my organization. So when we talk about creating AI agent for software testing, right? So isn't there everything done in one place? Like we have Visual Studio where we have Copilot integrated, where we just write a prompt to develop a API and write a unit test, write a performance test, just a one go. It creates everything from end to end. So will there be a need for creating or using AI for software testing in future or right now? When we have everything done like automated from creating, developing an application up until deploying and deploying.
Nice to hear. So I'll break your question into 2 parts. One is how you're experiencing it, and second is maybe the future. I think you're talking about. I didn't understand. So it's great. That is exactly what AI agents must do. That is the expectation. Not every organization is there yet. Every organization will want to get there. The challenge is there is okay, that is where ROI is coming into play, where there is, for example, Tosca, Tricentis, and Foxes, just one. So am I still maintaining my Playwright licenses, Tosca licenses, and let's say browser stack licenses, and am I still maintaining all of them? And then I have an AI agent that is running it, or there is a custom framework we're able to build. So this is a lot of evaluation that is happening. Now, between these two, there could be multiple smaller agents that you could build. So actually, I'll put it here. Fully agentic driven for QE, I'll say, okay. And then smaller integrations with all SaaS tools and custom frameworks. So that is where, which journey are you? At the end of it, yes. So eventually where they will get to is very simple, team. if these activities are given at a unit test level and in a functional testing of this level, it can be a totally a developer's job now to be able to do all of these. But have we reached there? And that is where the new scope of AI testing comes, to be able to test these models that are being built. So future, I can't really predict or say anything about it. That is the journey corporates are taking, team. They are very aggressive. They would want to optimize. And we need to be ready at least with what can be done. And that's our skill addition, team. Testing won't die. Absolutely not. Now it will be more important for human-based testing. Humans who have got good skills or tools or exposure towards how to use AI for an effective job at the end of it. That's it, team. So that is something that we should continue to keep an eye on. Is everything successful? No, I don't think there's one single solution that fits all. So, and everyone have different types of needs. And that is where some go good with, let us say, a Salesforce app or an SAP app or mobile app. So what skills, what technologies for us to understand and map them are very important. Yeah. Any other questions, team? Did I answer your question, Devi?
Yeah,
Did you want
yeah.
to add something more? But
No,
in
I'm
short,
good.
it's an interesting discussion to
Yeah.
continue to have. All right, where are we with that, Devan? There are two more or three more questions, team, and I will take them right now. Give me a second.
Hi Karthik, I have one question based on the earlier this same point. So I have been attending AI call like meetups a lot, and there are lots of
Nice.
developers. Majority developers are coming. I still have not made any tester, and maybe it's a developer thing. They commonly say that the testing jobs are going to get vanish eventually, and you mentioned that testing is not going to go anywhere. So like most of the
I
things are being
stop and die
automated.
first. My honest
Huh?
answer, very simple. My honest
Huh.
answer, just a quick one, and then I would love to hear more, please.
Yeah.
Developers are the ones first at risk, team.
Sorry,
Automation testers. Okay.
your voice
Automation
was.
test. Is my voice okay for everyone? Continue, Devash. Let me continue to hear what you're saying. Is it very nice what you're saying? Go ahead.
No, no. Actually, that's the thing. And you mentioned point that testing is not going anywhere, and the automation is happening everywhere in development also. So could you please elaborate on your point, like how it's going to get evolved and how it's not going to go anywhere?
Sure. Wow. How many people will raise a hand to that question from the audience? I'll tell you this, team. When I analyze this,
Mm,
right, where is the human element left? So
mm,
when we talk about all of these activities that we can perform and the abilities that we can do, there's a constant building of new solutions. So what is
mm,
the trust level that I have to use AI to test AI or anything AI built? Developers are the first ones who will get affected, team, believe me. Automation
mm,
engineers as debts will get affected. Software testers who have got good kitty of AI skills and bring in that
mhm,
human element will still have some good future. You see it, right? That is exactly what will remain. Who will do usability testing, exploratory testing, acceptance testing? Who's going to perform them?
mm,
Will I mean, I can give performance testing and security test. Who's going to certify security testing? So
mm,
there are AI solutions being built. You need to test them. Then there are AI solutions that are generating new
mm,
content or results or tests and so on. We need to verify that. There's going to be constant work on that team. So you have to become an analytic, someone who can analyze how AI is implemented, working, and what should be tested. That is the new role team. AI engineers will be the new role, AI test engineers. That is where I think, otherwise, there's no coding that is so essentially needed. If instead of, okay, look at an agile team of 10 people. In that, I have one project manager, one business analyst. I have, let's say, 3 developers or 2 developers and an architect. And I have 2 test engineers within the pod. And I have a back end and a front end, something like that, right? Now, you can have just the architect or that core engineer and replace most of the other roles. But then you'll need 2 more roles. So your team of 10 will shrink to maybe 5, but in that will be 2 AI testers. That is what my viewpoint would be. You cannot fully eliminate human elements. Where human touch points are needed are the ones in these areas. So there's all these AI agents, even as the earlier member was speaking about it in their organization, how they're using AI agents. All of these are being built, but who's going to verify it is all. As these tools get well settled, and that is called the hallucination and the issue with AI, that
Yeah,
not
yeah.
everything that they say we can't trust on it. So that is where
And
the
bias
opportunities
also
will
there.
correct.
Yeah.
It will, depending on what it is reading. So that will be a challenge. I
Okay.
have unmuted a few more.
Yeah.
Let's
So
see.
basically, more human you are, more you will work in industry, right?
Exactly. But
Yeah.
someone who's got the tools, skill sets, which AI solution to use where, aware of everything, and you're right. You're testing from a larger perspective. You're not testing just a small code or something. That can be easily done. So
Hi, Karthik.
that
In
has to continue.
continuation to the
Mhm.
question, so
Sure.
what are the primary skills that one should target for here?
Okay. So that is the okay. What we will cover out here, yes. So let's talk about here.
Okay.
Two
Yeah.
two or three popular SaaS tools you need to understand what they do in the world of AI and how they're being successful. What is their new innovation? What are they bringing to the market? Very important thing. Ensuring you know how to use which AI existing tool, like Copilot with Bitbucket, or sorry, GitHub, and or Coplay with in Gemini. All of these things are one set of tools. So you have SaaS solutions, you have AI solutions, AI only, SaaS QE, AI solutions, and then your custom frameworks or custom agents. These are the necessary tools, team. This is only for the perspective of making sure that we are alive in the current phase of migrations towards AI. The next one that you will acquire is how to be an AI test engineer. Irrespective of what solution, what tool, I need to have a clear roadmap. And that is exactly what we're going to be doing out here in the next few things. Did I answer your question? So we have to play around with a few SaaS tools and the latest AI. We have to look at AI solutions overall and also build our own custom agents. Sai Kumar, Archana, did you have a question?
Hello. Hey, Karthik. So, yeah, I mean, same kind of questions. So you said maybe QA will not gonna go away, but what about SDET? SDET should be, uh, I mean,
SDET will
position go
very easy.
away, or we should do the skills for AI. I mean, can you please elaborate that
Mhm.
for SDET position?
Yeah, okay. So like I was saying, right? SDET is who? A software development engineer in test. They're primarily a developer. They know typically how to build solutions, products, deploy them, maintain them. host them, and so on. And there's someone who've gone into testing to be able to automate. Their focus is on test automation. So that is going to be easily covered, team. That is what I'm saying. So there's a manual, there's an automation, and AI is trying to cover some of this. So SDETs will go and merge back into the development. So let's look at a team. I still might need a program manager or a project manager slash BA, let us say. I might need an architect. I will need one AI tech expert. I need one uh, IT engineer for front end, back end, SDET, CI/CD, everything. And that AI IT engineer is the one. So PMBA limited AI tools only to their purpose. Architect, again, to help them achieve the job. AI tech expert is builds new AI bots. So agentic AI, AI agents, GenAI, RAG, GAG. You by primarily building AI bots team that is solving your problem. And who else do you need now? Now you tell me. This is what I'm trying to understand as well. And I could be absolutely wrong, team. So AI agile team, what software development?
So I think looks like maybe manual QA may be eliminate, because normally if SDET is there, then they can do, because SDET cannot do automation until they understand the manual things, right? So they can do both. So it's more possibility in many organization might be QA role going to be eliminate. Because I see one of the organization that I mean
Hmm.
the organization that I am working on,
Hmm.
and the organization who I mean who in acquisition, we come to know like that particular organization doesn't have any QA. All they're doing is developers doing all the QA jobs, and they
Correct,
don't have
exactly.
any QA.
Exactly. And believe me, Archana, I've been speaking with organizations for a very long time. There are a lot of labs and so on who don't have any internal QA department at all. All right.
Mhm.
Now, that is exactly the message I've been telling since 2009. Manual test engineers, please become automation engineers. It is not tough. It is easy to learn. Tools like UTP, Selenium, SOAP, and everything was so easy to learn for us. Frameworks, coding. And that was what I said. How do you go from manual to testing? So, how many manual jobs remained after automation started? How many manual jobs got replaced? Isn't that the same journey happening now with automation to AI? So unless you jump into the AI segment, there are no jobs for you in automation.
Oh wow, yeah, that makes sense.
We were manual testers in early beginning 2000s, wind runners, load runners in those worlds, back end Windows app. We had to learn automation. The world moved there. It killed a lot of manual testing. We will move to AI testing. And that is the only way, team. There will still be automation testing needs. There'll still be manual testing needs. This may come back into focus now. You see what I'm saying? So stay with your things, but be fully AI capable. Don't give a gap that, oh, you know what? I know ABC, I don't know. No, exactly what you know. I know some good tools. Look at these tools. What tools will work for which purpose of our needs? We have to play with them. So that is where my intent is, to be able to understand what these tools can do. So I did a good research and I came up with this. We'll do that in second session, but let's continue with some of these questions, Tim. This is interesting. You're getting my point, Tim? That is where you need to migrate to. We cannot be stuck in saying that, oh, you know what, all testing jobs are gone long back. Automation replaced. Now here is where I need at least 2 humans to test all solutions. Like UAT, do UX, user experience testing, do give me exploratory. You know, think of the gaming industry, think of the medical industry team, think of so many other industries which will require a lot of these things to be there. So this is what I think. How many did I write? 1, 2, 3, 5, 7 people. That's still a lot. Now, what would happen further is from here, you could have a leaner team. Sure, that is one possibility. Or I could do a PMBA architect. Now, why do I even need an architect if all the solutions are already existing? We don't need to keep on redoing it. One AI for all. One engineer who's doing all the jobs. Yeah, possible, right, team? Yep. So, and then maybe one manual tester still. Yes. Do you need at least one human to be giving a third party opinion?
Yeah, but that particular human should know the AI perspective, right? So it's not like a regular QA.
No,
It's
no.
okay.
Why should we know the AI perspective? It can be absolute manual. And that is where, see, here's the thing. What is the smoke test team? How did the word come up? Smoke test. Okay. So they were making this transistors and radios. One of the, in the production of these in like 100 years back or something, in the production line in the factory, before they shipped it, they used to plug it in and smell to see if see if there's any smoke coming out. That means that something is burning inside and it is not selected. Quality control. Someone has to do the quality control team. You can have tools. One day everything will go away. Team. One day, one tool, one human. This is exactly what I've been speaking for a very long time. But we should build it and get it into our implementation cycles. Otherwise, we're stuck in that zone. Doesn't it make sense? Any more points, team? Would love to hear more.
Yeah, very well explained. Thanks, Karthik.
You're welcome, Archana.
Hi Karthik, this is Sai here.
Hey, Sai.
I work for a bank, still the management, things AI is not that much trustworthy. How soon we expect banks trust AI and fully adapt?
Nice. So there's early adapters, there is slow, and then there's eventual. For example, I was recently working in a federal org as an architect, and we were slow adapters, but something started happening mid of last year, and there's a new renewed focus, new energy. Every human is essentially scared of their job, be it a senior leader, be it the best tech architect, and other issues like visa and this and that. There's so many things that are happening, right? So uh, there is a drive from the top management, from the stakeholders, from the board, saying, reduce the cost, find me ways, or find a better you. So early adapters, this will be faster team. It's not like earlier, Early adoption used to take like 3 years, any new technology, and then slowly another 5 years, and then 10 years. You look at things like Facebook or so on, and then it changed. Now everything is within a year. And the reason is the trust is a problem because what it is doing. Once we know, and that is exactly what this explainable AI is doing. Where is my trust and confidence? How can large corporate, I mean, healthcare, medical workers, and all these people use it? So you limit your capabilities. You don't create a rocket that has superpower and goes fastest to the moon or Mars. You create a rocket that will still go safe. I'm okay to lose more fuel. I'm okay to take it longer, but I want it to be perfect. That is important. And I need to know exactly what is happening at every time. So next time I will improve. Where is my debugging? Where are my logs? This will get adapted, team. And for every question that the world is throwing towards AI in terms of I don't think AI can do this. It is being challenged right now. And there are new models coming to make sure that there's governance happening, team. Without governance, corporates will never do it. So that corporate governance will continue. Do I make sense, right? Does it answer?
Yeah, correct. And
So
in security, with
do you
respect
use
to the
vendors or
security,
any, sorry, one question to you. Do you have any vendor teams or so, and do you see the ripple effect on them? Sai?
yes, Karthik, like, can you repeat again?
So, for example, let us say we are an organization in the US or UK or Australia, and we're a bank, and we are not trusting AI yet, but aren't there SaaS solution or other vendors who are coming up and saying, hey, try this tool, try this feature, and so on?
I don't think currently, like, mainly they are trying to build their own everything.
In-house?
Yeah, in-house, and they are acquiring tools from vendors,
Nice.
a kind of if they are they build with all the capabilities, whatever their tools currently doing.
Mm.
Uh, like Actually, in
In the
like
software testing
where
and
I'm working,
quality engineering
from
side, you
40
say?
years, they are using a best system for the payment engine,
Hmm.
and now they are adapting from the CJI has built one all payment system that they are trying to integrate with their
So total tech
applications, and
consolidation.
replacing the best
Nice. Nice.
yeah.
All the best, Sai.
Yeah,
Keep us
thank you, Karthik.
posted. You're welcome. All right, great. Any other questions? So, team, there were a few more things, and that is exactly the point what we were trying to get to. If there are no questions, keep your hand down, team, and let me know later. We'll take a break in about 2-3 minutes, and then we'll come back. So, I asked Grok team. Grok is from who? X, um, Twitter. So, I've been using it, and there are a few things that I wanted to ask. AI and software testing approaches and insights. So as part of, you remember ethics and bias in AI testing, and that's one topic, team. So things like, and this may look simple, but these are important concepts for you to be aware. You cannot go into an interview and not be able to talk about these things. Be aware of it, build your awareness. And it is very simple, logical thing, team. It is so easy. It has to be easy for every human to understand, okay? Test data like gender, race, social biases, or political biases. End of the day, they read documents or PDFs or videos and so on, and be able to make those decisions. So over reliance, this is the other challenge. And privacy, these are important, team. For example, the amount of importance that we give for our private information and PHI and PII data, that it becomes very critical, and that is why adaptation won't happen that easily. These are the things that are at top, and every AI solution that's being implemented needs to be challenging. And look at those mitigation strategies. How do we mitigate them? Then if this is the challenge, how do we mitigate them? So that's where I've covered this topic called explainable AI. And I love the term itself, team. And I'm glad that, and I wonder how quickly things get coined and placed in. And human in the loop. Do you see this? This is exactly what I was trying to focus on. Diverse training data sets are important, team. So I can't just give one data set and say, oh, you know what, learn everything from it. So that is where, or give the exact data set. Don't play too much outside. Ethical audits, absolutely. I mean, this is a given now. And like I was saying earlier, it was a given that, manual testing. I never taught anyone on software testing at all, ever manual. I only did automation and the way it can solve software testing. That has been my focus. So the same here, team, you don't need to be an expert in automation to get into AI. You don't need to, but you need to know of all of these terms and technologies and what can happen, can be done. Three more things, team, and this is where most of the questions are, in fact, based on this. I had gone through this document, hopefully it would have get answered, but it was good to hear your voices as well. So look at it, team. Maturity. It takes time to evolve, to trust. You can't, if someone builds a Concorde again, supersonic, it'll take time to become totally acceptable still. I mean, people don't just go for things like that which have a risk factor. There's a control. If I can't control it, then what's the purpose? And what could be the impact level? What could be the failure cost that you have to go through the impact team? So you need to classify them. What is safe? What implementation that we're doing are safe? What could be risky? What could be exploratory? So things like, I don't care, just explore, give me anything. I will human verify it and select what I want. Like, for example, this content of how I was trying to build for this training. How about risky? Some things that you keep an eye. Not all self-healing tests are actually healing. Maybe they're hallucinating or thinking that it's working. So that you miss defects. So missing a defect is the biggest thing for you. How did you miss a defect? Because my self-healing test healed itself and gave me a pass. That's risky, team. That's where you have to be careful. You got some stupid data, and but that at least is not that risky because the test will fail. You have to still go. Who's going to go and debug manually? Look at the logs, look at the error, root cause analyze. Not as a developer, at least what my test parameters were, what my test case was, what was the data, what was the browser, or which server, what is safe. I have an application. I want to write, okay, I have an application. I already have 100 test cases. I'll give those 100 test cases and say, give me 200 more or 1000 more. Or I have an application, I have no test cases, give me some. I'll take them and I'll build on them. You will slowly start building on them. You don't use it immediately. So that is where it is. You cannot integrate anything directly without creating that lang chain team or a chain overall of one after the other step. What is my task, my plan? And that is where we will talk about this team. In Foxes, where is Foxes? Tick, tick, tick. And we're getting towards a break team soon. We'll talk about X, we'll talk about Y, plans, actions, designs. All right, so I wanted to share a few things, and team, 5 minutes break after this. It's 9:19 or 9:20, 9:25. Okay. I'm putting something in the chat, team, for you. I want you to just quickly see, check them out. All right, team, quick break. All right, team, welcome back. Thank you for the first session. I think we did a decent job. We went through some of these. Let's see if we left some more points out here, team, before we jump further. And it's so interesting to be able to do this research and have like a nice assistant with you in your learning journey. So I want you to follow the same pattern while you're researching and learning, team. We can definitely refer to what we're doing and practice on the hands-on things we do, but you should do that. All right. So it gave a QA career roadmap. I mean, I wouldn't again same thing. What's my trust level to it? It's an advice. It's like asking a friend. You don't never know which friend will give you the perfect advice or family. It's the same thing with the humans. So you're still getting some perspective. You digest it. So entry level, mid level, senior, 0, 2, 2, 5, 5, 10, 10 plus. Focus, manual testing, basic automation, AI tools. See, transition to AI enhanced testing. This is exactly what I was talking about, team. In fact, I didn't go through this document or the response itself. I thought let's do it together. And Gen AI, self-healing scripts, analytics, lead a risky AI pilot project. A risky AI pilot project. This is interesting. We should do some projects which are really risky like this. This will be fun. Master test case design with AI assistance. This is beautiful. These are nice things. See, this is exactly what you need to. So as you grow up, I think this is exactly what you'll achieve. Senior design. Is everyone muted? Does anyone have a question? Okay, just making sure. Archana, you have a question?
So this level is showing the years in AI or years in QA profession or SDET profession.
I think it is showing more of, let us say I am someone at 2 years, then what my expectations would be to get a job. So if I'm beginner, then I should at least showcase these skills. So
But
if you're someone who's been working for a while,
Mhm.
for 2 to 5 years, you already are expected to know some of these simple things. And then you add more skills. So it is your years of experience
Okay, got
within,
it.
let us say, software testing.
Okay, cool, cool.
So if I am, let us say, 10 years plus, then I have to look at innovation through exploratory AI, define ethics, standards, compliance, all of these things I should be doing. Custom AI tools and like low code, no code I was talking about. Mentorship. In fact, not bad. I'm doing both of them. That's good. Establish, organize, wide. Yeah, perfect. See, this is exactly what I really like this one, team. It's a nice one. Very simple, to the point, and it tells me that what can be done. What's at the senior AI-driven strategies? Extended AI. Remember, now we can relate to it. Federated learning. What is federated learning? Anyone?
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oops. Federated learning. I think. Hmm. AI. So when you see this, right, it's Gemini symbol team from Google. So it's giving you an AI response apart from your regular search things. So if I'm looking for a quick answer, this is what it is. It's a machine learning technique where multiple devices are trained. Okay. Basically, group device learnings and so on. This is nice. All right. So that's important. Development plan, training, certification, hands-on networking. I think the standard team. This won't change career path. This is something that has been constant for us since the beginning of days, I guess. Um, can we add anything else? Certification hands-on. I think you should add some project into it, team. And there'll be so many GitHub contributors and open teams, or even with what we will do in IT Learn, you can take these projects team and work on them. That'll be something that you can look at. Cool. That's interesting. Now, there are two more things that I wanted to do today as part of this session. Python team, Python we need definitely. So I thought we'll get to Python um, right now and then switch, or we'll talk about these applications and then get there. Which one? Choose, please. Python or AUTs, application and a test. Choice open.
So are you going to talk about Python or are you going to teach Python?
Okay, so I'll not teach Python again, but I'm trying. What I
Mhm.
did, let me explain to you. I'll show you what I did.
So if you're going to, like, no, my opinion was if you're
Mhm.
going to go technical, then you can cover it tomorrow, start of the session, because it's the
Okay,
end of the session in India by like end of the day.
how sweet. Sure, definitely. Got it. So no
Yeah.
hard coding or brain scratching activities. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
okay, let me make the life easy. This is what I did.
Mm.
I went to Grok and I put one prompt.
Mm.
Suggest some simple games that we can create with Python, something to help beginner learn coding fundamentals with Python. I want you to
Mm.
feel that. I don't want to go through all the tutorials. So what I'll do is I'll just walk through this and how we
Mm.
should understand and read this for our journey. So slow down and I'll go
Mm-hmm.
through this, then we'll get to the other ones. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure, sure.
All right, thank you. Nitin raised hand and went offline. Sorry. All right, let's continue, team. So that was my prompt, and very bad prompt. I mean, typically you have, if it's a new prompt, you have to write, I am so and so, this and that, this is my need. I tried to summarize it into something simple that it can still understand, but it came up with something good, team. So it came up with 4 or 5 games. Let's look at it, at least from Python logic. So what is it trying to do? So this first game called Guess the Number, and it gave me a code. So what is the logic? Computer picks a random number. Player tries to guess it with hints, higher or lower. Am I able to share this? Copy share link. Nice. How does it look? I'll put it in the chat so you can take it offline. What I want you to do, that is my assignment 1, team. You can take it offline and do this. We're meeting again tomorrow, all right? So assignment 1, use this link and test each pie game. Perfect. I want you to later open up an IDE or anything that you can write a code in, copy each one and test them out, team. And I want you to approach this very correctly. Testing approach. I wrote that somewhere. Ting, 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 ting. No, not in this doc. I'll come back into that. The same thing we're going to be doing here, team. All right. What did I do? The other thing I did is I asked a prompt and said, I initially started with UI applications or API. I wanted some applications team that will easily help me to be able to create some simple demos. And I think these are UI based. UI source demo is also UI. Okay, so this is UI. Sourcedemo.com. Okay. Um, okay, let's go here. Let's say this first. And this is also something that I want you to take a look at, team. Look at this application. I think it's from Sauce Labs, and a lot of them are from good tool providers, SaaS tool providers who created their test applications. So end users, when they're trying out a trial version for a larger corporate and so on, they can easily go and test them. So here's the thing, things like Swag Labs, where you can still do everything that you want on a HTML page, and it gives you some information to be able to test. So luckily for us, the things like you can test title, if username, passwords, login is correct or not. Here's some accepted usernames and password for all user. Let's say you take one user. This is something you have to do, team, and come up with test cases around it. LLM will help, but we need to automate them as well. Okay. So products, and then you have a chance to add to cart, then go to cart, and then check out maybe. So there's a lot of things that can be done for you to practice as you do it on simple Python code or SaaS solutions or any Python agentic AI framework that we're going to be building. So we need some case studies, team. And for that, there is some good UI based. Let's see which are the ones we will look at. I like this, but this is not that interactive. Let's try more. This is nice for APIs, I guess. So UI, we would want some. For APIs, we would want some. There's also API from Swagger. Pet store Swagger. This one. Let's look at this. So then there is. Okay, perfect. So team, API, and I'm not sure if you got a chance to go through some of these videos here. At least go to the API, Python API automation framework with Pandas team. These are important because uh, that will give you some fundamental ideas on how we do API automation and what are APIs. API automation with Py, all of these are very important sessions for you to learn, team. I am not going back into depth into each of them. Is that fair? I would rather give an overview and do some simple exercises that will slowly, eventually, you'll help to learn. Fair enough? Um, is there a lot of background noise? Someone mentioned. Is there still background noise? Anyone? No. Okay. So there are few which are for API only, team. I'll guide you. And there's some good documentation. Let's look at Swagger Pet Store. Perfect. This is the best one. All right. So we have different endpoints. Each have either a specific input that you send, your payload, and what kind of a call, and there's expected output. So there are get, post, put, delete, all of these methods that are there. Our job is to try and automate this via Python and test them. So if I have a pet store like this, which is in at this URL, can I ask my LLMs to help me identify what can be done on it? So there are three samples on pet on APIs team. Pet, I'm saying pets, and we can take one and build a few endpoints. Try and see how, at least case studies. I don't want you to code them immediately. Use AI to write test cases, automation scripts, and sample test data. These are the ones we have to do, team. The whole thing has become an assignment now. ting, ting, ting. Quiz generator. This is another nice one. Okay, but I'll come back there. Wait. Let's go here. I like this app, and I'll tell you why. And we will stay with this app for a few weeks, team. These apps, whatever we identify, to be able to test. Maybe we'll add one more or two more here and there to see if we can easily do the same replicate. Welcome to the internet. So basically what it has is different types of HTML features. So you can test each one. So is my test automation or AI tools able to handle identifying these kind of details where I hover over an image and I get these details? So how do we automate each different type? This will be a very interesting one, team, where you are able to uh, look at how to automate various things. Forgot password, file upload, file download. These are very, very good things for you to be able to try. So I'm definitely want to use this as well. There's a chat message. Not now. Okay. AI quiz generator. Okay, no. Before that, what else? Data sets. This is interesting. Did anyone get a chance to see some of this while on break? Kaggle, did I open it? No. Okay. This has got some amazing data sets, team, and I believe it's CSV formats or you change things like, oh wow, what happened to the nice data sets that I looked at? Have saved them. Customer transactions data sets. Let's take a look at this. So what is a data set, team? End of the day, it's all about data for us. So it is storing our key information. Your data could be test data, data about testing and tests that you've done. Your data could be anything, team. So one of the key things that we will do is CSV automation. Is it there? CSV automation is there. Good. So in day 2, that's tomorrow, we're going to do some UI web crawler, API automation agent, analytics, CSV automation libraries, pandas, some of these again, concepts of LCNC. That's what. So tomorrow will be a lot of programming, team, all the way. And these data sets will help us to be able to do our job much quicker. So go to an application, be able to build some data set for it, be able to test it repeatedly and all that. So those things will be in focus. So look at this, unclean customer data. So what does it have? It has a customer ID, age, annual income, spending score, purchase frequency, transaction amount, customer data. So depending on your need, you're able to get some sample data sets, team. That's the whole purpose. So let's say in pre-trained model, this will be a nice thing to keep referring because we will start with basics of very simple data sets. Then we'll go to more advanced ones. What else is there? SQLite. Actually, there were two. There was one more I wanted to show. When it comes to database querying, and you want to make sure that you prune your skills on SQL programming and so on, this will be an interactive one as well, a nice one. And how you can write, alter table, create tables, be able to interact with them. There should be some sample tables also available for demo purpose that you could use. And yeah, this is the sample table. Yes. These are the websites, team. So what I really want you to do is being able to go in here and look at what should we do from a testing. Take one app for each and write test cases, team. I want perfect manual test cases. That is important. We'll go back to the testing approach, right? Sorry, I still have a few more key contents to cover. on this. So you're going to do this, team. Clear? Okay, done. Any questions on this? I'll put this also on chat. Let's go back to looking at our result from Grok and analyzing. And okay, so I asked a prompt and I'm expecting to test that team, right? So there is an input and that's my prompt at this point. And sometimes you can give history or vectors and say that, okay, use that also. And my output is my explanation and code in this case. Now, what is it that I need to test, team? One is test code. That's very easy for positive, negative scenarios. How do you make sure that whatever LLM gave will work for sure? That's the challenge that you need to solve. But will we only test code? You'll also test if the requirement is correctly understood by AI. I'm just saying AI for now, team, not segregating. Then you're going to test the code for positive scenarios, for negative scenarios. You're also going to do two things, team. One, what is good? Something you like. Believe me, these things are very important as inputs from every human going in future to constantly give feedbacks because you have to train your AI models. Bad, you didn't like something. Your testing code is telling you exactly what are the defects in the code. This is giving you more of user experience, exploration, and one more is recommendation. You need to document these things. If you don't document them, you will not be able to continuously improve on what we do. It is not something you have to master, but it's a habit that we have to develop. Why am I saying it is very simple for us to go back to this prompt and see, okay, what happened? Okay, it gave me code very quick. Okay, what happened here? Let me copy this or copy the code, paste it, test it. That's it, right? That's all that there is there to it. But then that's where the human should not take aggressive steps, should go very, very systematic. And the reason I'm saying that we have to document this is tomorrow, even this can be automated. That's it. Every manual process has to be well documented, observed, and analyzed, and then you can replicate that model. So what are we doing? I'm going to read this and I'm going to read the code. I will not run it yet. And that's what I want you to do, team. Don't run it. Understand the logic. What is it? What is new? And okay, so we can ask something beyond this. Let's see. Guess the number. What is it doing? Random number. So you random.randint. What is it? An inbuilt feature within Python that gives you any random number between 1 and 100. This is a syntax, team. The syntax has to be exact. If you don't know the syntax, any of this generative AI tools that you'll use with your IDEs existing will help you fill it, autofill it. And we will talk about that in tomorrow's session. Guess. What is guess? A variable. So number is a variable, guess is a variable. It's an integer, but I'm taking it as an input from the user on my console, and where I'll say this is my text, whatever input is entered will go into guess. Now, what is my logic once I take these two inputs? While my guess the number I guessed is not equal to the number. If it is equal to the number, I'll come out and say you got it. If it is less than, I'll say too low, else I'll say too high. Now, this will continue to go till you get it. So what would you do here? You would say good. I mean, it does it, but recommendation for future is give additional hints like too far or almost close. If around 5, too far is, let's say 50, 25 or 5. Okay. So what I'm saying is I'm documenting recommendation team. Should I ask this for an engineer to do it, or can I ask this for my Grok tool to do it? So let's ask Grok just to fix this one for now. What was it? Guess number. So I'll go back to my prompt and I'll continue on it, not here. Can you help fix the guess number with this feedback? And don't hit enter, hit shift or something, otherwise it'll take the prompt and give additional hints like too far. Or, so again, spell error, how close? Okay, too close, almost close. I think it's got the point. Let's modify the guest number game to include additional. We'll add too far if the guest number is more than 25 and almost close if it's within 5. Your ability to write and read such English is very critical, team, going beyond. It is not humans only who are going to digest and read your documentation. Machines are going to do it. So you keep that. And here's a new code for it. Beautiful. So you re-prompt based on your experience and test it. That's a cycle, team, that till final version that you need to continue. Makes sense? And you never know if any of these are not correct. Let's look at 1 or 2 more games, team. Is this same prompt? I don't know if you ask in Gemini. Let's try. What will it give me? So what we're trying to achieve here is compare outputs, output quality from various GenAI providers. Just a sec. Okay, wow. What did it do? So, and the same with any other that you take, team. Where is it? Oh, here. Creating simple games. It's saying number guessing game, rock, paper, scissors, text-based game, tic-tac-toe, guess the word. And there's no code. Write a document or code that you can edit. Have Gemini write it. Okay, try now. And that is where I want you to slow down as well, team. Be able to spend some time in looking at one feature at a time. Otherwise, it's so confusing out there, it'll be challenging. Okay. Anyway, collab, once we get into, that'll be easy too. So anything else that we want to see back in that example? Get the number. Rock, paper, scissors. Look at the logic. It is introducing lists, team. Definitely you need to look at those videos. Pandas, data frames, read write CS. All of this will teach that, team. Excuse me.
Karthik, I have question. So, uh, until now, example for me from last few years, whatever I have using in my organization, like Playwright or Taste Cafe or anything, we use JavaScript. So my question is, in AI things, normally we use Python or any language, or Python is more popular?
Any language, in fact, Java is also coming up with its more powerful versions. Python is very popular because of its existing libraries and its ease of integration. R is another programming language which is very popular. Um, so here's the thing. How do I say? Python might be something that does small jobs apart from what you're already using. If you're using,
Okay.
did you say Playwright? And uh, what tools did you mention? Sorry,
Playwright and Taste Cafe and
Test
Nightwatch.
Cafe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anywhere you require TypeScript, JavaScript, or any of those things belong with those tools. The AI Python bots or agents that build will interact with these tools to get you the total execution as a cycle. So Python is more popular at the moment, and it will continue to be because it is extremely easy to be able to do it with it. It
Okay.
is, but however, the problem will come when we look at large data sets and so on. We still have libraries that will help to improve it because it's an interpreted language. C++ and basic C++, and Java still have faster processing. You can almost build everything that you do in any other programming language. That's the whole purpose. Python is
Yeah,
not
but
mandatory.
yeah, but Python is more popular among the AI.
Absolutely
Okay,
correct.
okay, that I want to know actually. And my second question is, which AI like you just use Grok and other Gemini,
Mhm.
which is more popular and exact coding for, like example, Microsoft Copilot or
Mhm.
chatbot? Which one is giving, in your experience, which Gemini, which one is the best for the coding purposes, or maybe for the, if we have any problem in a coding, which one is the best solution as per your experience
So
for coding?
at the moment, I'm using a combination. I'm not a fan of one. I use Grok extensively. It is giving me very interactive or correct responses with coding. What Grok does not do is also help me to execute the code like I can do in Gemini Colab, where as I write the code, it is suggesting for me. But I still like to play with PyCharm.
Okay.
These make me build any amount of customizations around it. And once you use Copilot or other tools inbuilt, you can also get Code Assistant. So nothing
In
fully
in
popular right
Grok,
now, but yes. Mhm.
so this is in a Grok itself.
Sorry, I broke.
So how you
No, no,
execute it?
totally. I'm I'm copying pasting. I'm copying
Okay,
this code
copy paste.
and I'm trying it here. And then if I have issues, then I'll ask Grok, can you see why this issue is happening? That is helping me. The
And which
other thing
editor you
is
using, Karthik?
this PyCharm,
Okay, PyChat. Okay, okay, cool. Thanks.
and you can use any of the editors as long
Mm-hmm.
as we are able to execute our code. So we should be good. API test framework. These are nice ones, team, that we will get to. Any other questions, team? Sorry. Okay.
Hey
So,
Karthik, I want to share. I cannot stop myself, but I need to share one thing. 12 years
yes, please.
ago, I have been doing live project with you because I was very intentionally looking for a project. I mean, for the work because that was my transition period of my career. So at that time, I have done one live project with you 12 years ago, and
Mhm.
you have to make a team, and a team should work together. And one of the advice that you give me, it helped me throughout my career. And 12 years after that, I got a job after finishing your project, live project in QA. And now again, I got a laid off. Now maybe hopefully this will help me to,
How sweet.
yeah.
Now, how
But
sweet
so
of the
thank you so
background. And
much.
sorry to hear about the layoff, but let's be positive. We will definitely work on it. I want to keep it interesting. Once you like what you're doing, you can't stop. You'll work overnight. You'll spend a lot of time. That will improve. I want to make it interesting. And it's very interesting, very simple, very easy to understand everything. Sure. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So, team, for example, in Colab, uh, what I did was, for example, this Python pandas file handling, a lot of research. And I said, how do we handle data? Why do we use lists? Where do we use pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, SciPy? So I've compared them again, output from LLMs. I didn't edit them, I believe. Yeah. It explains the key differences, how they're created, how each thing, what purpose it solves. And we created sample code team. So this is an interesting one. So what the LLM gave me was one set of data. And what we did is we created multiple sets of data, and we were only running one at a time at the moment. But to be able to make sure that what if I have more columns or incorrect information and so on, how do things change? And then we use the same data to see what pandas can do, what NumPy can do, some of the capabilities that it could do, how you can create plots and graphs with Matplotlib, how we can use SciPy to get some evaluation like, slope, intercept. Uh, there's some beautiful things that can be generated with this libraries team. And some of these go deeper into machine learning, but at least in one place, we are able to say a lot of things about how pandas work, what it's giving me, an NumPy case study, Matplotlib case study. So this is where I like Gemini, where I can create a new notebook and start doing the same thing. I have my code, I have my documentation, I have my results all in one place. So yes, these are the ones that we will use. Team. I'm going to use Colab. I will use PyCharm. What else will I use? I'm like saying, oh, I have the biggest weapons in the world. Yeah, we're going to use them, team. But you have to do this. I will definitely do some of this, but I want you to make sure that go through, explore. It's so interesting. Look at them. Eh, How do I upload file, text, whatever? All these features, how do we automate each of them? You have one place where you can try every feature for every application. So ting, ting, ting. So UI web crawler. Did I give you the list of things to install? What else do I need? I think we can. eh, Did I finish everything from session 2? Yeah, I did almost. Colab. So how does the new user go to Colab? Collab.research.google.com. And team Gemini, Open API, and so on. There's so many things that we're going to be playing around. I didn't put anything yet for the remaining sessions, but I will add content. I'm almost getting towards the end of today's session, team. Is there something that you would want me to handle before? I think it only you have to sign in. Any other questions? And let it be fine. Let it be interactive, team. Though I'm doing coding, let's talk. Let's challenge our belief systems and understand what we can do. I'm very positive that things will shape very well. It's just a matter of how we apply ourselves. Hi, Raisin, you
Karthik,
have a question?
day one document, we have access for this day one document. Can I have
Mm,
that URL to access or just view, or uh, this is for
yeah,
you
yeah,
only?
I'll do that.
Okay,
I'm doing
thank
that.
you.
I'm going to do it actually. And team, I'm not going to send an email. I might send an email, but if I don't, I don't know if I'll put this session on YouTube too. So we'll see. But I'll share. I'll at least email all the uh, registrants. So they know. What I'll do is I will move them into one folder as to uh, files to share, and bootcamp I'm doing tool capabilities, ding ding ding, all of this I want to share. No, this I don't need to share. Day one I need to share. What I didn't need to share, this is just my notes.
Hi,
So
Karthik.
let me
Just a quick
I
one, really, mate. I mean, thank you for this. It's quite very interesting. Not quite very interesting,
think
and I'm sure we can all utilize this to improve our careers and at the workplace. But just one question. I mean, is it the same invite as today for tomorrow, or will it be a separate invite? Or
same link for all the sessions for this
okay,
webinar. So, and I put a reminder an hour before the webinar starts. So it should also be there, but you can bookmark this URL, please.
okay, okay. I mean, unfortunately, I don't think I can attend tomorrow, Sunday, that time. It's the same time, right, as today?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
sorry, it's go ahead.
no, that's fine. I absolutely understand. I mean, it's not your problem. It's. I mean, I can't make it, but it will be recorded. You're saying, yeah?
It will be recorded. And yes, I will. So this video, for example, once we end it, give me a couple of
Yeah.
hours for it to transcribe, whatever, and then I'll upload it here in this link.
Oh,
And I'm putting some of these links in the chat, and let me
yeah.
put it in the Google Doc also. Any other question, Jason?
No, wait. Thank you. Thanks for that.
Thank you. All right, team. So, wow, am I getting over early today, or should we cover some more topics? Or we can do some questions. Anyone wants to speak? Welcome to join in. Otherwise, we'll meet tomorrow. Is my Day1. The links that I shared, I just wanted to paste them here. Control Z, right click and paste without formatting. I don't need this. Drive, yeah, this is one. Selva, you had your hand raised.
Hi, Karthi. Able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for this wonderful session, Karthik. It is a really good to know about the future of testing. I have some small doubt, like we have this week and next week sessions, right? So after that, do you have a plans of courses,
Yeah.
or this is your overall course agenda?
No, we will have continue to have boot camps
Okay.
each month, and we will add over our content. For example, I spent good amount of time getting people through these sessions and some of the trainings earlier, and I'm adding to it. So it'll by the time I would be able to do a comprehensive finish of all the topics that I would love to teach, it'll take about 3 months, 2-3
Okay.
months.
Okay. So
But
do we
each
get the
boot camp we should be able to achieve something specific
okay.
as a skill addition and so on.
Okay. So each boot camp will be a different same topic, or it will be a
Different
upcoming advanced topic.
more. We'll keep enhancing. For example,
Oh,
now we are seeing building a Python AI bot for LCNs software testing. We're talking about that. Next boot camps, maybe we'll focus on something else. We'll take more deeper into programming, machine learnings, things like that.
sure, Karthik. Maybe do we need to register again for that, or we will get the invite for something for that upcoming section?
Whenever I'm launching a bootcamp, I'll send an email
Okay, sure.
and you can register.
Yeah.
Hey
Once
Karthik,
again, thank you so much.
You're
hey
welcome.
Karthik, beginning of the session, you have mentioned like lifetime membership. What is that
Yes.
about? And can you please?
I very simple. All content. Let us say you join today. For the next 1 year, you'll have access. I'm talking about the yearly membership for all the trainings that you're doing live and videos. A live membership. In fact, I have lifetime members from 15 years ago as well in this program, and they can access it anytime. Everything. It's a difference. The only reason I say 10 plus years is because I feel that technically will I be able to support also, or am I adding new learnings? If there's no new content, it's boring, and that is where I felt. Otherwise, yeah, I'll continue to keep it. A lot of members ask for give me course access to one course, two course. I cannot, and I don't want to do it. I just want you to have a total learning, have access to everything, and not be bound by one specific thing.
Okay.
Did it answer your
Yes,
question?
yes, yes, yes.
All
Yeah,
right.
thank you.
Any more questions, please?
Karthi Selva here. One more doubt actually.
Hmm.
So, do you have any plan for kind of live project or any open source
Yes.
project you're going to create?
Oh, yes.
Okay, which can we participate and support for you?
I would
We
love you
can,
to participate. If you can
yeah.
participate, then that's great. I'm building something called Foxes. It is very, very interesting for me. It is
Okay,
I've been working on this design for the last 2-3 years. With AI, I'm able
okay,
to now achieve. So that will be the one which we will get to before end of this boot camp.
okay. So,
Yeah.
how we can participate there? Is there any?
So tomorrow when we join, right, I'll
Yeah.
have some assignments set.
Okay,
After the next weekend, I will continue to give project activities. We're going to build a framework, basic structure to begin with. What we have to do is enhance it, add more features to it, constantly implement, test it. So there are a lot of things that will go on that.
okay, great, interesting.
And so what
Uh,
I'm trying to team, in fact, session 5, day 3, day 4, I just want to focus on Foxes if everyone is interested.
yeah.
And I'm not scared of IP and someone stealing my idea. I just want to talk about how a framework is built. From tomorrow, we can only do that. Only do that. I would love to only build that framework and then compare it. But we have to compare it with other agents, other SaaS tools
And
also. Yeah.
Yeah. And Karthik, is this your first bootcamp day, or like you have attended, like you have arranged earlier also?
We kept doing it. For the last 2-3 months, I've been very active. I've given a
Mm-hmm.
long gap earlier. So uh, at the moment, the three core programs that I'm focusing on are these. Let me show you. QA to AI
So,
is the current bootcamp.
mm-hmm.
A lot of focus on our journey on how we go from QA to AI. AI ML with Python will continue to do just more machine learning, deep learning, those kind of learnings will keep continuing in this section. And job placement and certified training, this is the one where we're trying to create more projects and make sure that we get ready. So Fox's AI enabled projects, some of those things we're building here. So these three things you have to
Okay.
watch.
So where can we access the MIST bootcamp? Is there any facility?
Yes. So if you go to, for example, AIML with Python level 1,
Hmm.
here are all those sessions that we did. So
Okay.
some of they're free for visitors. The others are including the code, documentation, assignments. These are very, very interesting sessions, team. You should watch them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
Karthik,
this, yeah, sorry, last one. At the same time, you might want to go back to some of those older courses as well. Something that you didn't like, didn't learn or something, bring it up. Maybe we'll reevaluate. But we have to be re-prepared with all the skills, retrain with new skills and brush old skills. Sorry, someone else had a question.
yeah, yeah. So will we be able to access these recordings with a 1-year membership, or we need to
Any
have
membership,
any membership?
any
And
membership is the same. You can access all the content.
also to participate in the live project,
Live
also one.
project, correct, same. So I merged JPact with the yearly membership. JPact was otherwise another level in between.
Mhm. So
And you can click on any of these and yeah.
everything we get in lifetime access are available in 1-year membership as well, I believe.
Exactly. So that's why I merged this cell. It's
Okay.
unlimited access to all content. Is it for a year or more, 10 plus years?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Team, questions, polls. Let me do poll for a break. Quick one. But any other questions, please raise your hand. I can unmute you. Asanta, did you speak? Any
Yeah, I
chance?
did. Yeah.
Okay. I'm launching
Uh,
one poll while Selva speaks. So the team, go ahead with the poll. 2025 career goal. Where are you currently? Just want to understand. Um, yes, Selva, please.
yes, sorry. So the framework, whatever you are creating, it is already completed, and we can participate, or we can. It is just starting, and we can eagerly participate from scratch.
Oh wow. So I built the first version in way back in 2015. It's called NEOT. It's a low code,
Oh,
no code framework. It was built in Java. Then I've tried to rebuild, add more. Now I'm rebuilding it from scratch.
okay,
And but before I could rebuild it from scratch, I'm playing around a little.
okay,
So I know that my tools won't fail my idea. Technology kept failing me. Now I'm working on it. So yeah, we're working on it. I mean,
great.
I have a frame existing. So the way I want to show it is, how does this framework apply for simple mathematics? If all that I want to test, plus minus, multiplication, division, then I want to add UI or API and so on. And
Okay,
I'll show you those.
good. Sure, Karthik.
And for me, what will happen is once I'm able to build that template, I would want that framework to be easily integrated with AI. So whatever I'm doing manually can also be later automated. So a lot of focus on automation.
Yeah,
Three things that we'll do is AI, automation, and analytics team. Very important for us to visualize, to understand what has happened. So a lot of times we just doing, but never get to sitting down. What did we run? What test ran? How did it? What is good? What is the best practice? How should we improve? Those analytics, um, metrics, everything. And that is a constant cycle. This will go on. But the framework is built in parts. I have implemented it in major organizations earlier, an earlier version. Now we're rebuilding it in Python with AI capability and keeping it much more simpler.
Okay, Karthik. It's a great actually.
Mm,
Looking
thank you.
forward to work on that.
Yeah, I would love contribution because I've done and like I've did so much testing on prototypes that now I think I have a clear model, but I want that model to be refined, and that's where your contributions will be important.
Yeah.
Then I know, you know what, I missed this. I didn't think about that perspective. That'll change. All right, team, did I get the poll? Everyone, did you give the poll? Okay, sorry. Close the poll. There's only 62%. I think, where was this? So share, sorry. So team, first to get my first job, keep my current job, no new learning needed. So second one is a great one, team. Keep my current job, no new learning needed. But the first one is a challenge thing. Yeah, get in there. Most of you grow in my current job, learning new skills. Or some of us are actively looking for work. Absolutely makes sense, man. Wow, good. But then this is my job, very simple, team. I love teaching, I love training, but as long as the topics are interesting. Now the topics have got to become more interesting, so I am renewed with it. Um, let's do it one step at a time. And I'm very confident that we will be one of the top AI professionals soon. And I'm learning so much through my journey of teaching. And how do we apply all these learnings? That becomes important. Questions, anyone? Ting, 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 ting. One question, General, what other career options does QA automation engineers can opt for with their existing skill set plus prompt engineering skills? Yogita, at the moment, what other alternate options for QA automation engineers I cannot mention? Because here's the thing, team, there'll be a pay scale conflict. So a automation engineer was probably getting, let's say, $50 or $60 an hour earlier, or $100. The other roles may be only 40, 35, $40. So there'll be some parity that'll happen, team. And that is where you don't know what it'll be the end profile. The best scenario, dream scenario is upskill ourselves, learn a few things, get into a good job for the next 2-3 years. You don't have to struggle about too much outside learning. Learn on the job, progress on the job, do a great job, just grow in the organization. That's a dream. Yeah, that's what at least most of us would love to attend or do. And that is where you should focus on, team. But be ready. If you're trying to go away from automation and AI, be ready for a much lower grade in pay. Make sense? And team, I may not be all right. And just my part of advice since I've been asked. Thanks, team. That's about it for now. So much Q&A. So tomorrow, I'm excited. We will
Okay.
go straight. We will do some of these bits and pieces. Yes, go ahead, please. Who has a question?
Yeah, Karthik.
Anyone?
I have like a something like we are like now migrating like from like a craft to playwright TypeScript, and we have some like around 200 scripts built in craft. Like, is it any like easy way like we can migrate those test cases to like
Absolutely, yes.
playwright?
Oh, absolutely, yes. So there are playwright too.
No, no, from craft to playwright. Playwright TypeScript we are using.
Hmm. Can you connect me? to me later on this, because there are a lot of simple explanation is this absolutely possible. Let's say
Okay.
your craft scripts or the whole organization of your existing test artifacts is in good place, and there's a standard model, then it is easy to write an automation code, even if there's no existing tool or solution, to be able to do this migration or conversion. If there are different types, each team did it differently, then we have to say what is common in these models, what is different, and then be able to. So, um, how many scripts would be there maybe in craft, like 1000,
Around 180 scripts.
180 scripts, and into playwright and
Mm.
elements, everything, right? You want to
Yes,
get
yes.
all of that. So
Kind
very
of some
standard.
like
What
MQ connectivity and some are like a UI, like it's have like a MQ and UI like continuation. Yeah.
so here is one approach I will suggest. Okay, you basically have to find a way to export craft to something. Let me zoom. Trying to zoom to neutral, like a CSV or a JSON or something format. Okay,
Okay.
this is one approach, and then you train your AI to understand that format.
Okay. Not sure. I might have access to the AI. Currently, I said right like
It works, is it?
a bank is not allowing like that AI tools inside.
Or Python? Will they allow PyCode? Is it part of your
Yeah, I think
solutions?
PyCharm like a PyCode like a that's a like IDE, right?
No, Python. I'm just saying Python.
Python, like okay,
Yeah,
like
Python code. A Python code, a Python thing that you build that will do this transition, and
oh,
you can or test all after.
sure, sure.
One of the easiest things to test is run reports on existing, migrate, run and compare on new.
Yeah, sure.
So
Yeah.
how is craft working with your 180 test scenarios? You've done all of this, and then you have this, and then you're comparing. How is it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, team.
Yeah, thanks, Karthik. Yeah.
You're welcome. Interesting. I feel like I'm attending an interview more than training.
It's helpful for us, like it will like
I'm
in
gl-
future
I'm
to crack interviews.
I'm glad. Correct. And it's very important the way we speak, the way we try and listen, articulate, express, and emotions, and how we voice modulate. These are important skills, team. And if there's something that in these sessions that will help you with that, then great. Okay. So I see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. and we'll get going into this team. Okay, very simple. I think instead of writing everything, we'll do a few. We have to anywhere but do this assignment, please. Otherwise, I'll have to do a few in front of all and then do it. So try and share if you're this will keep things going. We'll have more assignments for in the week before we get to day 3 next week. Thanks all. Thanks you so much for participating. Really appreciate and absolutely delighted to have these conversations. Keep connected and we look forward. Next one. Bye all. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thanks.
You're welcome.